Well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? Playing with knives on KTV. I'm in love. I'm all bucked up. Mm-hmm. Hey, hey, I'm all bucked up. Welcome back to KTV, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Knife Television. Oh my God, you guys are going to be very grateful. All right, because my intentions was to go through this whole history of buck knives. You know, where it started, the entire journey. And I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be like way over an hour video. So let's condense it. All right. Let's get to the gist of things. All right. We're here to talk about one of the most common questions, especially the last 10, 20 years, is how old is my buck knife? Well, I'm here to help you. Some of you already know, some of you don't. All right. Some think, oh, mine's one of the newer ones, so don't really matter. Trust me, it matters. It matters. All right. Get them while they're still in existence. Heck, I thought Ontario Knife Company was going to be around forever and ever, but nothing good lasts forever. I mean, I pray that Buck Knives sticks around, forever, but we all know things change. So, anyway, welcome back to Knife TV. I can probably get rid of half of these cheat sheets here. Um, a quick history is Buck Knives. Hoyt Buck made like his first knife out of an old file in 1902, not 1922, not 1942, 1902. He was like 13 years old. And he was an apprentice, and he had this fascination for making knives. And then World War II hit, and part of the war effort, he helped by making a ton of knives for our servicemen and women. Again, using old files. And let's just fast forward to, 2024. He passed down the company, to his son, and then his son, I believe it was Chuck, and then Al. And here we are, still going strong. 99% of them, I still believe, are made in the USA, but I don't know. But we're here to talk about two things. Um, Four bestsellers, in my opinion, and how old they are, like when were they released, and how old your buck knife is. All right. So let's start with a class. Well, they're all classics. All right. The Buck 119. This is still a fan favorite. This is made of the phenolic handle with that 428C. I believe this guy here, let's see. First year of production, 1942. All right. And here's my question. Everybody pretty much knows this as the Buck 119 Special, the Special. So keep that in mind. My question is, was it always called the Special? I don't know. Maybe you can help me with that. And then in the 1960s, early 60s, he came out with a thinner, longer blade called the General. And from what I gathered, this was discontinued in 1992 and then reemerged in 2011 and still selling today. And of course, Ghostface, this is his go-to weapon of choice. The Buck 120, the General. Now, here's what blew me away. In 1964, the Buck folder, the Buck 110 lockback folder. We're going to get back to this in a second. All right? That was 1964. In 1968, it was originally called the Buck 122, the Nemo, which was a dive knife, a diver's knife. And apparently it rusted a lot on everybody. I wish to God I had myself a Nemo. When I first heard of the movie Finding Nemo, I thought it was about me looking for a Nemo. I really did. I'm like, who stole my story? Anyway, the Nemo didn't quite work out due to rust issues, or deep sea diving and that kind of steel. I guess it wasn't a good thing. Well, then they came out with the 124 Frontiersman. So again, this has a name, the Frontiersman. Okay. And this apparently was at one point discontinued and then resurfaced again in the 2000s. I'm not quite sure of that. There's some dispute. All right. But what you need to know is the 124 was created for those that love the outdoors. This is by far my favorite buck knife, the 124. All right, I want to go back to the 110. You notice that this doesn't have a name. All right, I hope Buck watches this video because I came up with a simple name. I call it Revolutionary or the Revolution. You say you want a revolution where they changed the world of knife making as we know it. So many have tried to make this locking mechanism work, and they couldn't. I believe Buck was the first. Everybody said, "Yo, yeah, I have, no problem, when it's closed. And then I open, and then sometimes it's supposed to, lock shut, but instead it's cutting off my fingers." So Buck was the first ones to revolutionize the folding knife as we know it. Okay, now, how to tell? Now, let's just leave this open. How old is your buck knife? Well, it's real simple. We're going to come closer so you guys can get a screenshot of this. Let's say I don't do anything for you. Huh. Where is it? I'll come closer. Trust me. Here is the buck knife chart, which will basically tell you how old your buck knife is. And for example, I was searching up this buck 120. There's like an upside down V. All right. I went to my chart. Oh, there's the upside down V. That would be 1988. 1988, my friends. I was just coming out of boot camp in 1988 when this bad boy was made. Now, this Buck 124 I've had for quite a long time. And I can't, for the life of me, it just says Buck 124 USA. All right, we'll come closer at the end. You'll see. And the only information I could find on this is on the chart here. It says between 1967 and 1972. That's when this puppy was made. All right, so this must have been one of the first editions just after the Nemo. All right, let's come closer. Let's take a look at these beauties here. And I'll let you guys screenshot this chart. All right. And that's really it. Remember, if you want your own little shout out, send me in. Be original, everybody. Be original. Say you want your KTV. Send me a 10, 15-second clip, who you are, where you're from, what channel you have. All right? I will help you out just like you help me out. All right. As long as everything's approved. All right, here's a once over of these beauties. The 119. Was it always called the special? The 120. I don't know if you guys can see that marking on there. And I noticed this steel is a little different from the 428C. I believe it was called 425M as in Mary. I'm just not 100% on it. And there's the old Buck 110. It was the first knife I ever purchased back in 1977-78. Unfortunately, this isn't that one. I wish to God I still had it. And there is, if I can reach over here, the gorgeous 124. Now let's see if we can get a nice little screenshot of the chart. That should do it. Check it out. Give you guys another couple seconds. Thanks for being here. As I always say, if this helps out one person, I did my job. All right, thanks so much for being here, everybody. And I'll see you soon, right here on KTV Knife Television.